wanna do. She do what she wanna do. Ooh. She do what she wanna do.
She do what she wanna do. Lower to the grave, tell you like it is to your face. She don't play. Every chick down for it all, know that she a boss. No competition, no loss. From the Midwest to the A, Autumn got you tuning in, no delay. Ooh, get you right every time. Keep you laughing on a dime. Tell you truth, no lies. So you can live your best life. Cover all topics, no limits. Got something for your mama and your children, no holding back. No gimmicks, coming on strong, get straight to business. Oh yeah.
Do what she wanna do.
Live life, live life.
She do what she wanna do.
Live life, live life, live life.
What she wanna do.
Live life, live life,
She
live
do
life.
what she wanna do.
Live life, live life, live life. Live life, live life.
All right, real quick, y'all. A couple of weeks ago, I realized that my self-savings account was going to be paid off and matured right around the time that I go to Smoke-Free Weekend this April 16th through the 20th. And I was like, this is lit. So you guys may have heard of Self. It used to be called Self-Lender, but now they just call themselves Self. And for a monthly fee, it starts out around $25 a month. You can choose a preset amount that you would like to save, and you can choose how long it takes for you to pay this amount off. And the whole time you are paying into it, it's also building your credit. When I tell you guys, I've been getting these alerts like, oh, you have a change to your credit. Oh, you have a change to your credit. And it's not anything bad. It's like my credit score is really going up. And then on top of that, I'm about to have some money to throw in the casino. Listen, I need for you guys to go ahead and check Self out. The link is in the show notes. And if you have any questions, just hit me up. All right, then. Peace.
All right, it's your girl Autumn, and I would like to welcome you back to the Lit Life podcast, where I encourage you to live your life autonomously. I keep getting guests after guests, y'all, so that means I don't have to be recording by myself all the time, and y'all don't have to hear me like rumbling, just going on and on and on talking about nothing. So I have a guest back who was on in season 1, Sydelic Sunflower. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's up?
How have you been? How has your year started off?
Ooh, ooh. No, it's been intense, but a lot of ups and downs and a lot of growth wrapping up and
I see
coming full circle.
I remember seeing you can't remember if it was a tweet or if it was on Instagram, and you were like you were taking a break. So I kind of figured like you were taking a break from social media or whatever. So I kind of figured
And that was a much needed break. But the crazy thing is though, the hiatus from social media actually made me appreciate social media in a different way.
it does every time.
Yeah.
It does every time. I go through the same things. It's like, it's one of those things that you think that you can't get away from in the first place, because no matter what, like events, like you can't even necessarily Google an event without it taking you to a Facebook page, or
you can't even go to a restaurant, go grab coffee without seeing the logo somewhere advertised.
Yep. And it makes you want to pick your phone up and get to scrolling.
Exactly.
And what I was saying, like right before we started recording, I took a very short, I'll take social media breaks, but since I've been podcasting, it's kind of hard to do. So like tonight I have to get on and schedule all of my socials for my next episode that's coming out. Okay. And so there's tools that you can use. I just don't feel like paying for them. You know what I'm saying? Like where I don't have to log in, like I don't have to physically log into Twitter or anything. I can do it straight through this particular suite or whatever. But I was looking for some again today, because I'm like, I think I've been off of social. Well, I think I was on Instagram, but when I say social media, for me, I'm mainly talking about Twitter, because that's really all I use. Oh, yeah. But I was like, let me try to find another program. Maybe I can get another free trial or something so that I can. But it looks like I'm gonna be. Girl, you better get your
any free trials.
Girl, you better get your emails together, your 4-5 ghost emails, and get you girl. They be like 10 days, 15 days, 7 days, 30 days.
Okay,
the one I got ended up getting it for like 100 days. So yeah, like
dang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to do that.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. So I saw that you had took a break, and I was like, okay, she probably, I mean, we all got to go through something, I guess.
Yeah. I just took a break because I realized that I used to read so much in high school. And I graduated in 2010, so that was like right before like social media became like a thing. And I used to read so much, and I was like, dang, where did I have all this time to read all those books? And I realize now if I'm just sitting down, I'm on social media.
Yeah.
So
it's like a shortcut to reading, like social media is. But yeah, I get it. Actually, one of my other good friends too, she actually reads a whole lot, but lately she had been realizing that she hadn't been reading, and it's because she can't put her phone down.
Yep.
And even I've been off of Twitter for like 24 hours now. I done picked up my phone like I don't know how many times because it's just such a habit.
It's a habit, yeah.
And I use TweetDeck on my computer. So when I have my computer up, I automatically go straight to TweetDeck. And it's just like, okay, I can't do that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was just burnt out. I guess just over these last couple of weeks, it's just been crazy on social. So, but yeah. So anything else though? Like, did you, when you said that you were going to take a break from social media, did you take a break from anything else? Was it just a social media thing?
Well, it was social media. That was the main thing. It was taking out social media, replacing it with reading, number one, and then also replacing it with some form of a spiritual act.
Okay.
So building a stronger spiritual foundation. So whether that be in prayer, in an offering, in a different ritual that I may do, whatever it was. So it was just like taking away the social media and replacing it with something that time should be for.
Yeah. See, just dropped the gym. I hope y'all paying attention.
Yeah, especially in the morning time. Because getting straight, I cut that out completely. Waking up and getting right onto my phone. I try to go at least like 10 minutes, at the least 10 minutes before I get on my phone. Yeah,
for a long time, and I don't do this now, and I guess now that I'm talking about it, I probably will start back. I would, you go and you plug your phone in at night and it's right by your bed. I started putting mine in the bath, plugging it up in the bathroom.
I don't know if I could do that. Walk. Oh,
but that's the whole point. It's like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be sleeping, and then you get up in the morning and, if that's the very first thing you grab, and in the morning, it's just like, all your time is gone for you. Yeah. It's literally like once that screen pops on, your me time is over.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so that's what I used to do. I would put it up, especially when I would go through have times of insomnia, because of course, if I can't sleep, I'm going to get right on my phone, and that's not going to help. Yeah. So I would literally just put it in there and just crazy. I know it's crazy. I know you like, man, you did that.
Well, see, my thing is I hit snooze like 3 times in the morning. Your alarm. I set extra early alarms on purpose.
I do too.
And so that's why I wouldn't want to have to go back and forth.
Yeah, I do too. But that means you got to get up.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem, right? You don't want to get up out the bed, but once you get up out the bed, in most cases you're cool. So that's crazy, girl. I'm the same way. But that is another way, because I'm not a morning person. So it's so hard for me to get up in the morning, but every few months I go through this stage like, all right, I'm gonna get up at an hour or 2 hours before I'm supposed to get up, just so that I can have, like I said, some me time and all this and the other. And girl, it be a struggle.
See,
hitting that snooze every single time.
I didn't used to be a morning person, but now I am one. So even if I have nothing to do, I'm probably gonna be up, or at least like, ooh, I need to get up around 7:40 naturally.
Oh, girl.
It's because the morning time is so peaceful.
It is.
And it's so that's the time when I feel like I'm the most creative and when I'm the most connected to like just everything around me. So.
And see, I'm different, and I'm glad that you say that.
Nighttime too, it's like that for me too. But I've started to enjoy the morning.
I can't seem to be my best creative self until like after 9 p.m. Literally, it's like everything else has to happen first. So I don't know if it's just me thinking through all of the things that I have to do. So if I have like a busy work day, or if I have a doctor's appointment, or if I'm going to the gym that day, like it's like I have to think about all that stuff and I have to get through it. And then I have to sit. And I work from home, so like I literally go from the office chair to the couch.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like I still have to sit there and just let everything just kind of flow out of me. And by that time, I done damn hit the weed probably. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm really just here, and then it's 10 o'clock and it's just like, oh, I probably should be doing this XYZ for, you know, my podcast or the blog or whatever. So it's like, and then I'm up.
Yeah.
So I don't sleep that much. It's just, oh my God, what's going on with me?
That's how I was in school. In school, I would not start on homework till like 10 p.m. and then I'd be done with it maybe around 2 or 1. And I liked it like that.
Me
That's
too.
how I operated. But
now that I think about it, me too. It was just, but I procrastinated. I did everything at the last minute. So if it was due at 11:59,
I was turned it in around 11:50, 11:55.
Facts every single time. Yeah. So, it's still, even looking back then, it was the same exact thing. It was like, I have all this stuff I need to do during the day. Even if your whole day not filled, it still feels like I need to be doing something, but it's not doing like the creative things or the extra things, I guess you could say. But when I do get up early in the morning, I do enjoy it, and I'll probably start like around springtime, when I can like kind of go in the back. Yeah, like I like to open the door and, you know, get that fresh spring air, or go sit out in the back and drink coffee and stuff like that. So I'll probably start it back up around then, but I be dealing with the winter blues. I do. Like that's been my new year. Like it's just like the winter blues. Like I've had to kick myself in the butt to get back on, you know, some sort of like healthy routine, I guess you could say. So I get it though, girl.
Yeah, it's just the season.
Yep. And I go through it every winter.
It's every like hibernation. It's just like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I feel like.
But do you think everybody goes through that? Like, and when I say the winter blues, I mean like, I literally feel like it's just like you're just kind of down, and I don't know if it's because I'm cold. Like I don't know what it's so
I think it's
hard
to everything,
and you know there's no sun.
Yeah, I think that's probably a big part of it. I think it's some of everything, because that's just usually, you know, like the seasons represent certain things. Like, so of course the springtime is going to be, it's usually when people are like really starting to like emerge out of the winter, and they starting to, you know, feel a little bit spicy and all of this and that.
Renewed.
But in the winter, usually it's like you're not getting as much sunlight. It's colder, so you really don't want to be as social.
Right.
Your body starts to crave like the comfort foods and all that. So it's really like more of a, I call it hibernation type of.
Yeah. I wonder if there's people like, if there's anybody that's listening to this that does not get the winter blues, like
let me know,
please.
And you have to live in a place where you actually get a little bit of winter, because if you're living in LA right now, it's like,
but is it like always sunny there though? Like they don't go through like, well, but
I don't think they have like a cold, like I think they might have rainy days.
Yeah, I don't think. Maybe. Yeah, forget them. I'm hating.
Right. I would love that.
I've never been to LA, by the way. I keep, girl, no.
As
listen,
a smoker, what?
While your mouth just hit the floor. I've never even been to Vegas.
Now, I've never been to Vegas either, but
okay, I'm going to Vegas in April. But
most people that partake in the 420 activities have been to LA,
and I have not. And it's like one of my things. It's like I want to go to Colorado. I want to go to Denver.
Haven't been there,
and I want to go to somewhere in California. And there's actually a girl out there with a podcast, Mary Jane. I'm gonna mess her name up. I'm gonna have to tag her in the show notes, but I think she's in Sacramento or something like that. Okay. So I was saying, can I come get on the podcast? Like, do I gotta look? Can I get on that 34-hour flight just to come and record for an hour? But anyway, yeah. So I want to go to. So I don't know, like if it's like always sunny.
I have a one of my line sisters. She lives there. Mm-hmm. She does hair, and when we went to New York on a trip last year, she had to buy a coat because she didn't need one for anything else. Dang. Right. Must be nice.
Ugh. So anyways, all right. So what we gonna do? We gonna get into the Shut the Fuck Up Award. Shut the fuck up. God damn, nigga. That's like the funniest clip ever. Every time I hear it, I crack up. So anyways, do you have so that people know if this is your first time listening, the Shut the Fuck Up Award is basically anybody, any one person, any two people, any group of people, any affiliations, a cat, a dog. Well, no, you can't tell a cat or a dog because I like animals. Anything that's just really gotten under your skin, you want to tell them to shut the fuck up. So I always let the guest go first.
Okay. So my shut the fuck up goes to Gldn because I feel like what she did with the interview with Lisa Leslie, it just left a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest. And her and Oprah have just been really, 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 really gunning for certain people that look like them. Yeah. And the shit with Kobe that Gail just pulled, it was just disrespectful.
Okay, tell me what she did, because like I said, I had got off of social media. I saw people talking about it, and I never looked it up to see what she did.
Okay, so from what I saw, which I watched clips of the interview that went on between her and Lisa Leslie. Mm-hmm. She was bringing up I don't know if she called it sexual assault or rape or whatever. Sexual misconduct. Yeah, that stuff from, what was that, 2003, 2004. And Lisa was basically saying Kobe wasn't that type of guy. Like, I have other friends in the NBA who are giving an example. And Gail just kept pressing and kept pressing and kept pressing about it. And she was talking about how, well, aren't they saying that his legacy is going to be tarnished because of that? And to be honest, she's the first person I've heard bring that up since he passed away. Mm-hmm. Not to mention it was hella disrespectful, I feel like, because it's way too soon. Right. And one thing that she was badgering Lisa Leslie, so it was terrible.
But was the interview specifically, because
I don't know if
was it about, the whole interview was supposed to be about Kobe, or was it?
See, now that I'm not sure. Okay. I don't have the whole context of it. I just have the clips that I saw. Okay. And I think it was just the way that she was going about it, and the fact that he just passed, and it was in a tragic way. And one thing that Lisa Leslie said was, he was alive for all this time. You all could have been asking him this stuff.
Facts, because for real, if you want to be real about it, I forgot that he even had them.
That's what I'm saying. Me too.
I completely forgot.
Yeah. And that's what I was like. I was like, he just passed. They literally had all this time to ask. But so that's why I say she need to shut the fuck up, because she seemed... They're starting to seem desperate at this point. Mm-hmm. Desperate for the next hot thing, or blowing up the next person. I don't know.
It just doesn't make any sense.
No sense at all.
Yeah, and then I think because what did Oprah do? What did she do? She did she wasn't trying to. She was like supporting Harvey Weinstein or something, but
Both of them, they have so many pictures and all that stuff together. That's one of the main things that people are talking about. It's like you are, in a sense, trying to, I guess, expose with the most negative connotation that I can place on that word. Yeah. Expose and throw out people who look like you. Yeah. But you got Harvey Weinstein, and it's like you all are still buddy and all of that.
Yeah, I think because I think what I read was Monique. I think that was Monique that was talking about Oprah.
They don't get along.
Girl, she dragged her, honey. I was like, whoo. I mean, that was a long paragraph.
They don't get along.
But it's funny because I never really keep up with it, but I have been seeing Oprah in the news too. I mean, in the social news or whatever. But that's crazy, Gail. Yeah, shut the fuck up. So my Shut the Fuck Up award, it's real simple this time, y'all. Like, my Shut the Fuck Up award goes to people who just want to argue. And I'm not talking about like a lawyer. Like, I'm not talking about people who have to argue.
Their profession.
Right. I'm talking about like people, say for instance on Twitter, who will jump into a conversation just for the sole reason that they want to argue.
Just to be the devil's advocate.
Like, I will never ever understand this. And then you can go back and forth with them, and no matter who's right or who's wrong, you can be the one that's like really staying on track, like, going back to the exact thing that we were talking about, but this person will continue to go a whole, they'll just throw other things in there just to keep the argument up. And I'm such a jackass. I'm like, I'll say the same thing over and over and over. Like I will like literally copy and paste and say the exact same thing. Like, because you're missing the point, right? Or you're missing the point on purpose.
Yeah.
Because you want to argue. It's like, what, I don't understand what brings somebody joy. Like, what does arguing, why does that make you happy?
It's just like people who go to work just to make other folks unhappy.
Just combative for no reason.
That's what it is. It's like combative misery.
And it's like when you don't feed into it, there's some that'll just kind of, go away. But others, they're not even going away. They're going to keep showing up wherever you are, whatever thread you're on, whatever room you're in. They're going to keep showing up because they just want to argue with you. And me personally, I am about facts. I'm a facts person. And I mean, we all have opinions, and I feel the way I feel about certain things just like anybody else does. But it's like, if we're putting facts out here, if this is a fact, like, we kind of trace this back. Like, you said the sky is purple, and nobody believes that you said that. But if we get on Twitter and we see the tweet that you said that the sky is purple, like, that's the fact, right? That's the fact. You said that. Don't come with me talking about how you feel about something because you want to argue. You see what I'm saying? If you're coming for a conversation, and because I'm all about, I like thinking outside the box too. Like, I have learned over the years to not take everything that people have taught me over the years and just accept that. Like, I like to say, kind of play devil's advocate in my head. Like, if it sound kind of, I don't know, that sound kind of fishy now, and I'll go research it myself. But I'm not going to just be out here just keep going on and on for no reason. Yeah. So that's my Shut the Fuck Up award. Just goes to people who just know nothing better than to just argue. You just want to argue about anything.
There's a lot of people like that.
Girl, I don't know if it's arguing season. I don't know what it is. It's just a lot. But anyways, that's that on that. So I, oh, you know what? Real quick, because I remember you saying on the last episode that you and I did together that you that I think maybe your degree was in political science, or you follow politics. Yeah. So I do not. Right. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I try to stay so far away from politics until it's like that time where I really have to pick somebody that I'm gonna vote for. And so I'm like, you know, I mean, you know, you hear and you see all of the obvious stuff that's going on, but it's just like, I kind of avoid it because it's like, I don't know how I feel about it. It's just stupid to me. But anyways.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I don't really, but anyways, I remember you saying that. So there were, just yesterday, or was that yesterday or today? Your boy Trump was acquitted for the impeachment, right? I just want to know, is that a surprise to you? Because why people act like they surprised? And again, like I typically keep, you know, I don't even talk about politics with anybody. Like my vote and my, you know, whoever it is I'm gonna vote for or whoever I'm gonna support, I typically keep that to myself. But in this instance, I'm just wondering why people are surprised.
Well,
because I'm not surprised at all.
I actually. So even though I got 2 degrees in political science, and I figured out that the reason why I didn't pursue a career in it is because I was much more fascinated with the basic idea and theory of politics versus how it plays out in this world. For real. All the textbook and all even the supposedly real world stuff that you learn about politics, that shit don't really matter in the bigger scheme of shit. Right. Because if it really did, then colonialism and all that shit wouldn't have ever happened in a sense. Or it wouldn't still be going on in the world that we're supposed to be living in right now. Right. So that's why politics kind of became boring to me. Because it was like, it's the same shit. Now, stuff is starting to change in some very remarkable ways. But as far as like keeping up with this administration, it's, for me, it's more love and hip hop, less I'm trying to tune into what's going on with the country. Because like, it just seems like a weird political parody, like comedy show.
It feels like the Truman Show.
Like it really is like, what the hell? Like the other week I was on the phone with my mom and she doesn't have Twitter, but I logged on to, she keeps up with politics. And I logged on to Trump's Twitter and I was just reading the tweets to her and I was like, this is like some middle school, high school shit. Right. This dude tweeting pictures of like him walking through fire and all type of crazy shit.
Like crazy. Dude is wild.
It's just like
I feel, and I say it all the time, and I think I've recorded the episode that I recorded yesterday too. I was saying like, I feel some days I feel like it's the Truman Show. I feel like we are in a bubble and the whole world is watching and just and it's entertainment. It's just pure entertainment for the rest of the world. And the rest of the world is like, we letting these niggas be the biggest?
This shit fucking crazy. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, it's just, number one, did I ever think that it would happen? I wasn't completely foolish to the fact that, you know, it's a very realistic chance that he could win.
Yep. So
whenever before he got in and all of that, the the whole campaigning time, I was actually in my grad school program. And it was like one of those things to where the professors and stuff would laugh, and it would be like a laughing thing of like, he's not gonna.
Right. Nobody believed in it that he was going to get elected in the first place, or that he was going to run, really, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, I was like, you know, honestly, when it come down to it, I really didn't care for Hillary either. So it was like, either one of them, I don't know, you know, which way. Seems like it could go left or go bad with either one of them.
Right.
So the fact that all the stuff that's been happening while he's been in, all the crime, all the just, I mean, they literally are like some like on some like drug lord type criminal like type stuff. Like they literally, I wonder how many crimes they've committed while they've been in there.
It's like you're watching TV.
Yeah, and it's like I mean, like I literally think that they was like, we finna get in here and we finna run this bitch.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So the fact that he's been acquitted, does it surprise me that somebody who gets a lot of support from racists, somebody who has refused to put his foot down on racism, somebody who has made fun of people with disorders, somebody who is completely insensitive to women, any groups of people who are minorities in any type of way.
And he also grabbed her in the pussy. Let's not forget about
grabbing
that.
them in the pussy.
Right.
Got the vocabulary of like a kindergartner. It's very, very good. This is
Right.
very, very like,
Right.
I don't know. Somebody who tweets all day. Speaking of him tweeting, literally I was going through his tweets and I was thinking to myself, as a person who was working a full-time job or a person who has a passion and a craft that I'm developing,
Right.
I don't even have that much time to be on social media. This motherfucker's supposed to be watching over the U.S.
Girl.
And he got all that time to be on social media.
It's like he's playing. It's like he's sitting in the Oval Office playing solitaire and
Right.
tweeting.
Like it's
Like,
like
he's just not even paying attention for real. What's
he
going on?
literally keeps up with all that stuff, and it's crazy.
And it's
to me.
drama. He's such a drama queen.
He is. So it doesn't surprise me. Just all the shit that he represents, all the shit that he stands for in a deeper sense and in a what we can see on the surface type of sense. No, it doesn't surprise me that he's been acquitted. It don't surprise me because he represents too much of the shadow of America. And right now, I feel like that thought pattern throughout the world is starting to change, but it ain't changed that much to where I think that Trump is just gonna, because it's too many people who are still backing him on a higher level, not just in like the American people, but
Right,
the
right,
people
right.
in actual government. It's too many idiots, and yes, they are fucking idiots that are backing him.
And I ain't gonna stay on this topic too long. But it's like the rise of people who feel like they literally have to stand up to anybody that's not of their race. Like they feel like they have, like all these videos you see of them, like the one video where the white lady wouldn't move past the door because she didn't believe that the black girl lived in her apartment building. Like it's shit like that.
All I say is that shit is nothing but, you know, I'm spiritual and shit. That ain't nothing but the spirit of fear and jealousy. I really think when
It's
it comes
definitely
down
fear.
to it, and jealousy too, because when I was younger, my grandmother used to always tell me, because I got bullied and stuff like that, and she used to always say that's jealousy, and I never understood it because I'm like, if they making fun of me and if they whatever, and like they not jealous. Like, why would they be jealous of something that they making fun of? As I've gotten older, I now realize what that looks like, and I realize what it is. And I think that in order for
Gotta take that breath, girl.
in order for racism to even exist, it has to be some type of jealousy there.
I
Because
agree.
what is it that
You hate so much.
yeah, what is it that white people, whenever they went to these different places and they saw black people, they saw the people in, you know, South America and in what is now America, whenever they saw those people that didn't look like them, what was it in them that made them dislike those people so
Just
much?
off of based
Had
off
to
of
be
their
something.
looks.
Yet they was raping the women, so it had to be something that they was wanting, you know.
Facts.
Like, even like, I ain't trying to get too
Girl,
deep,
go ahead,
but,
girl. Shoot.
I've even like discussed the theory of like white people need us close to them. That's why slavery happened. Like, they needed something from us. They wanted something that we had. They needed our energy. Like, what is it?
Still do. And I get on my high horse, and this is about to go way left, but whatever. I get on my high horse about the whole situation, you know, when it comes to the things people like sexually. Like, I have a huge problem. Okay, I am I guess you would call a sex positive person. So what that means to me is whatever type of sex you like to have, whoever you like to have it with, or whatever type of kinks or whatever it is that y'all like to do, whatever, I don't care. That's on you. Go for it.
Oh yeah,
Do your thing.
I'm a sexual
Yes.
liberation advocate.
Yes, do you. Like, make sure you have, you know, you living your best life sexually or when it comes down to just being kinky or anything. But I have this problem with, have you ever heard the term, and I go in every time I get to talk about this because I be mad as hell. Have you ever heard the term Queen of Spades?
No, but I just found out a new meeting for Spade today when I was watching the Police Academy.
Oh, right on time. So there are white women who call themselves Queen of Spades. To the point where they have a tattoo of a Queen of Spades. Like, if you ever see anybody with a tattoo of a Queen of Spades, a Queen of Spades is a white woman who only likes to have sex with black men, or who not just likes to, but like it's like such a huge fetish. Now, I'm all for fetishes. Again, do you? And you know, I'm not gonna like every kink, and everybody's not gonna like every kink. But this shit right here. So tell me tell me the meaning that you found out that spade means today. What did you?
So today, my boyfriend put me on to Police Academy.
You ain't never seen it. I forget you way younger than me.
And I mean, I saw it's like it used to be on TV a lot when I was a kid, but I only saw clips because you know it's a little bit mature in some ways.
It is. I haven't seen it in years. My God.
But it was funny as fuck. But what's the big tall high tower? One of the cadets there, his name was Hightower. He was this tall black dude. One of the other cadets called, I think it was the quiet black girl, as Spade or something like that. And Hightower got so mad. He went over to the guy that said, you know, Spade, and used it in a derogatory way. He flipped the car over that the dude was in, and he got kicked out the academy. And so I had never heard Spade used like that before. Never heard it used like that.
Outside of cards, right? Like,
oh no, like never. And I was like, damn, but when you think about it, what is this spade? Oh, okay. Like, shit. So it's interesting to hear it like that, because that the way that it was used, and I mean, I'm pretty sure the way that it was probably meant to be used is like the same as like nigger.
It was the equivalent of nigger.
Yeah.
With the hard ER on the end. It was
the same as nigger. So it's like queen of niggers.
Facts.
And I'm all about supporting the black male. And you know, it is some shit that some of them do, not all of them do, that makes, you know, black women want to be resentful towards them. Because according to the Grownish statistic that I saw today on Grownish,
you getting all it in.
I think it said what, 84% or 82%. I don't want to, somewhere in the 80, between 84 and 82% of what was it? Shit, is it? See, that's what happens when you be.
Oh yeah, that's what happens when you inhale too much too.
High.
Right.
So this is what I'm gonna do.
82 to 84%
of, I don't know if it was of black men. See, this wording is gonna be really important, because it's either gonna be 82% of black males don't prefer other races over black women, or if it's, so this is gonna be important.
All right, so she looking that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my understanding of spade is the same, and so there's people who are walking around here who swear to God, if you call them out, that's not the case. Like, that's not what it means. So I'm like, you really went and you joined, like, there's Queen of Spades clubs. Like, these girls all went and got the same tattoo at the same time. Like, so you mean to tell me that nobody knew that? Like, nobody? Like, why did you feel like this was okay? And so then when you tell, you know, I've had conversations with black men about it, and I don't care who you date, I don't care who you fucking, that is your business. I know who I'm doing and who I'm not doing, and that's that on that. So, but when you trying to tell them, like, you know, just like I kind of explained it to you, like, okay, there's this whole Queen of Spades thing, some people will just really flip out on you, like, nah, that ain't what it is. No,
yeah,
it's what it is, bro.
It is. And is it like, so is this a thing that like people are liking? Like, is this like,
it's a thing. It's a whole, girl.
Is it like a thing like that? Is it like more of a thing for like the women, or more of a thing for the men, or is it like equal?
I think it's probably equal.
It's weird, because to me, like,
it might be more than women. It might be more than women. Either way
it goes, even if it is on the man side, then they need to check themselves, and they need to see what type of self-hate they got.
And I always say, I always give the benefit of the doubt to, you know, to people sometimes that, you know, maybe you didn't know that. But when I'm explaining to you, and I can say, hey, you can, you know, it's out there. Now, it's funny because when I first found out that what the spade meant, and I Googled it, which was some years ago, it was hard to trace it back. Like, I had to go kind of pages in, because I'm like, somebody. So, and then I came across like 2 or 3 articles. It was almost like, just like I was digging. It was like it didn't want to be found. You know what I'm saying? And I found it. I'm like, okay, so it is true. But when I tell people, I'm like, it's there. Like, you can find this out, but that's what it means. So don't snap on me, or, you know what I'm saying? Don't be upset with me. I'm just I'm looking out for you. Like, I mean, if you still feel like you still need to be involved with this particular white woman who is a Queen of Spades and it proudly wears it as a tattoo, that's your choice, bro. I'm just letting you know, like,
what it is, because, you know, I'm all for people doing whatever they want to do.
I do not.
But at the end of the day, like, I really be on some of that, like, that old school, like, that old school them teachers that we used to have, like the Maya Angelos and the Malcolm X's and all those different people, like the people that would just say it because at the end of the day, like I care more about waking folks up,
Right.
than sometimes offending.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like you shouldn't be, I don't know, I feel like that's a part of mental slavery in a way and some self-hate there. If you cool with that, and like on the side of the queens of spades, I guess, on their side, it's the same shit that they complain about men doing to them. You sexualizing and you're objectifying black men.
And that's my point. And that's when I say you just hit it, that's my point.
You reduce them down to an animal, the animal known as nigger,
Baby.
known as spade.
No, you reduce them all the way down to their quote unquote BBC.
You reduce them.
Like,
you reduce them down to that. In the
all
most,
the way down.
In the most
and it's
like,
disgusting,
type,
right?
Yeah.
It's just like
it
really
makes me think of Mandingo the movie.
It's just so. Again, don't really. Oh, we was talking about Trump and the racists.
It's crazy how like all that stuff intersects.
It does.
Sex intersects into everything.
It does.
Everything. It's life. It literally is.
It does. It's just like. So yeah, I'm glad I got that off my chest.
Damn, I just learned something else new. Shit is crazy.
And so it's funny. Like hopefully you'll never.
My blog.
Like hopefully you'll never. It's like you just run into people like that. It's just like, did you really went and got this tattoo and did so what? How, like I want to know what the conversation was. So it's four y'all. Say for instance, it's four of them, and they like, oh okay, we gonna go get this Queen of Spades tattoo. What was the conversation there? Like, I don't know, girl. I talk about it for the next 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh, it's just so crazy.
It's crazy.
That's
it's just
literally like what is the? I don't know what it's called. I guess like the standard like toxic masculine white male is like this figure that white women speak negatively on the internet. It's like a stereotype. Is it like cis white male or something like that? Like
I don't know.
It might be.
Whatever
that is. It's like if that type of like the Harvey Weinsteins, is that? I don't know.
Girl, I don't know that
him
either.
like him and those in the Matt Lauer, did he?
Matt Lauer, yeah.
If those people got like tattoos and shit that say something about objectifying
the people that
they're victims.
Yeah.
They're
right.
The people that they go, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
They would be outraged. It would be whole hashtags. We know this because of the Me Too thing. We know all of this. But it's black dudes.
Right.
So.
And they aren't, the ones that they're engaging with, either they don't know or they just don't care. So, I mean, which is not good either way, right?
I'm definitely
girl.
I can tell you this. This is gonna be one of my interesting facts that I use in conversations. So
good.
A lot more people are gonna find out about this.
I bring it up all the time.
And I'm gonna be sharing this too, like a lot. Because this is something that needs to be said, I feel like.
Yeah, and you see, I took look, this is not what we were supposed to be talking about right now. But you see, I took the moment to say it because it just is what it is. And I've been criticized for, by, I don't know, on social media, of course. But, if in having like the interracial dating conversation. So my son dates a white girl. She's fine with me. My nephew married a white girl. Awesome girl. I don't have anything against them at all. They let them do what they're gonna do if that's what they're gonna be doing to make themselves happy. For myself, I do not feel like I believe in love. I believe that love comes in all different forms. And I believe that we all need some, one or more of those forms of love, however we can get it, right? There's not enough love, to me. This is my own opinion. This is my podcast. I'm going to say what the hell I want. There's not enough love that can make up for the lack of understanding, because I don't feel like there is a white man that could truly understand. Now, because listen, there's black men that can't really understand black women, right? But it to me would just be so far-fetched. Like, this white man could love everything about me, every pound that I gain or I lose, and every facial feature, and when I turn gray hair, and he could just adore every single thing about me and my personality and everything. But could he ever really relate to me as, I'm gonna just say, a black person, period, and the things that I go through and the things that I have to face on a daily basis?
I think,
and not that I would need them to have had lived through
or had the same experiences, because all black people don't
have the same experience. Exactly. But it's just like, on what surface?
But it's like on that deeper level of, but can you really understand? Like,
I just don't.
Can you understand what it's like to be black? No. And I don't know if, I'm sorry if it's I'm not sorry. I don't apologize for anything that I say, but I knew for me and for who I am, I know that no other race could love me like a black man can.
Absolutely.
And that's for me. Now, I know people who are in interracial relations, and I know I have people that I'm close to and stuff that are biracial and different stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I see nothing wrong with it. I only see a problem with it when people only look outside of their race because they hate their race, basically.
Right.
But if you in love, go on, be with what makes you happy. You in love, do you. But I know that for me, just because of who I am, the type of person that I am, I just wanted all of me.
Right.
I wanted all of me and my partner.
Right. I can't, I'm right there with you on that wave. Like, I don't, and I keep saying understand, but I feel like there's another word. I feel like there's a better word that I would like to use in this instance, but it's just like,
can you really feel me on that? And like really feel me,
right?
Like you've been there, you felt that before,
right? Like, I kind of hate when people. I don't hate it, but a lot of people use this example, but it's the only thing comes to my head. Like, have you ever walked in a store and been followed around? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you or have you ever lost someone close to you? Or someone in your family or something close to you went missing, and nobody is looking for them.
And I will say this, as I've grown more spiritually and all of that shit, like, I'm not as radical as I used to be when it came to like race and stuff like that. Like, I throw like people of color in with like black people too. So it's like, maybe I think that it's just, have you ever like felt the effects of like whatever you recognize it as, white supremacy, colonialism, any of that? Because, you know, I'm not trying to get too much off topic, but
girl, we already off. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've been bumping more YG lately. And YG, he really fuck with like Mexicans and shit. That's one of the reasons why he made the song Fuck Donald Trump. And like he got this one song, I can't think of the name of it, but Alexa was playing it today. And he was rapping on there, and the Mexican dude was rapping on there, and they was talking about the same shit and talking about how blacks and Mexicans need to work together, but they was talking about the same struggle. And I was like, see, okay, like that's like, damn, they really can relate on that shit.
You can you can see, I can see, like, I see two sides to this too, because
it's two sides.
It's
like everything in life got, you know, the two sides.
You have how do they call it when you're listening to two sides of the story? So you have this side, you have this side, and then you have the truth, kind of, you know, where it meets in the middle. And no matter how truthful each side is, there's always a place to meet in the middle, right? So it is. It's relatable, but then it's so
different.
But so,
and then you got like, you know, I don't know if you saw the Hispanic lady that made the scene in the place to the black dude. She's like some type of civil rights person or something. And she was like, I hate that I have to represent people like you. And talking about black. So then you got, you know,
you got that, right?
But then it's like some people, you know, you got people on both sides being like, damn, she fucked up. But, you know, it's like, that's life. It's life.
It is. It'll never be it'll never be
black
just like
and white.
a straight.
It'll be gray all the time.
It will be. I mean, but the thing is, it's really up to us as individuals and then collectively to work towards just doing the right thing. Like, I guess that's my whole thing about racism in general. And I say this all the time. It's like, I didn't really feel, I was kind of naive to racism. I can, not completely naive, but you know, it's one of them things like, if it hadn't happened to you, and you know, in growing up, it's just like, it probably happened to me, but I didn't really.
So at what age did you recognize it?
I was 21 or 22, maybe. Like it was like kind of late in life.
Okay.
I mean, like, it was, I knew it existed. I knew other people around me, you know, I knew these things happen. I grew up in a predominantly black middle class neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like my whole school was black. It's funny, and you know, my church was black. It's funny because for a long time I didn't even think white people went to church because I had never seen any white people at my church. You know what I'm saying? So I was always around just more black people than anything. And then I got in the workforce, and that's where I experienced it at. And it was like so very direct, like went for like a job, you know, like I don't know if it was really a promotion, just to go to another department. And I had to interview for it, you know, we had to take a test for it, all this stuff, this new position that they were creating. And they hired me and this girl, this white girl. I was like, it was weird. That part was weird because it's like, why would you hire two people and you really just created this one position? But anyway, and throughout the whole tenure of me being in that position, which lasts probably about 3 months, maybe, there was never any work for me to do. I had to take this Microsoft Excel test. I passed it. I heard she didn't.
Damn.
and they gave her all the work, and then she had like one of the supervisors gave her like an Excel for Dummies book. Remember that was when the Dummies books were big,
Oh yeah.
so that she could learn all this stuff. And then one day they're like, okay, so can you write down everything that you do all day? But they knew I wasn't doing nothing, and they eventually demoted me back to the other position. Literally it. And that's just the shell of the story. It was a whole lot more that happened within there, but it was just like, y'all really own this. And that was the first time. And I didn't even want to then. I did not want to believe that it was because this girl was white. I did not want to believe that. I was like, no, like, come on, no. And it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I've always been, well, not always, but I was so naive to it for so long. And it still to this day just kind of blows me away that you can feel this type of way. It makes me angry. Today, these days, it makes me very angry. And it's like, I don't know. It makes me angry. It's just like how I don't understand how you can even what makes you think that way.
Oh no, it's fine.
Okay.
I think that I really started to see like and realize like racism while I was in school.
In college?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in college, yeah. In college, really starting with Greek life, to be honest. I went to a PWI and I just saw the differences, and I just saw how certain things were accepted on by the school on different sides. At one point, some of my people were described as having thug faces in the yearbook because we were doing some of the faces that we do in certain shows. Thug faces.
In the yearbook? That's what they printed?
Yes, it was the ones that they passed out.
Wow.
Then when I reflected on my time at that school too, it was just like, damn, it was two different experiences really. Like homecoming queen every year was like this thing of like the black people would be like, come on, like this year we got to this year. And it was like, we felt like we were basically getting suckered on certain people. And so that, and then with my grad school program, let's see, I think I was the only black female in my master's program. And I was in a town in Jonesboro, Arkansas, that it was so racist there in the most subtle ways. In the most subtle ways. Like, these people wanted to like not have Nelly perform there. I always heard that when Nelly came to like do a concert in that town, like the churches and stuff was protesting it.
Oh my God.
Like, but it was racist in the most subtle ways. And I know like in my grad classes, like I felt like I was always so underestimated. And whenever I would say smart things, it was like, wow, Sydney, you said that? Or it would be like I would have to fight.
Right.
That,
like
to fight that. And it was just like, I don't know, it was, my eyes were just opened. And it's just like, that's why I always feel like college was like a culture shock for me. It was a culture shock.
And it's funny now that you say that. I went to a PWI as well, and just the fact that there's a homecoming and then there's a black homecoming and then there's student union and then there's a black student union. Like, I guess I kind of get the you know, the black Greeks and the white Greeks. Like, I kind like, because in theory that's kind of just like a club, you know, I mean, in theory, but we're talking about like the actual collegiate things there that, you know, homecoming. There's a black homecoming and a white homecoming. Mm-hmm. Like, it just, like, why are we still here? I mean, I know why we still here, but hey, how silly is that? I can see, I say that to say, I can see how a college experience could be that first experience of, wow, it's.
And that's one of the reasons why, like, I just wish that I had the mindset that I have now when I was in high school, because I wanted, like, I should have, my biggest regret, like probably one of my only regrets, because I try not to have regrets. I wish I would have went to HBCU. Aww. I wish I would have went to one.
I don't really feel one way or the other.
I mean, I'm thankful for the experience, but. Like,
but it ain't. It can't. It's clear that it's nothing like that experience. I've been saying, it's funny, since I've been here a little over 4 years. I'm like, man, I need to roll up in some of these homecomings, because like these homecomings go in. Like, I was driving for Uber one year and was down doing I think it might have been Spelman's, and it was just like, why am I not down here with y'all? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an excellent experience. I mean, different than what we did. So anyway, we didn't talk about everything but what we were supposed to talk about. So I'm just going to bring up the one thing, because there were actually a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about. What I'm trying to think of which one I want to go with. Let's go with the ancestor altar. We'll go there.
Okay.
So before that's not really what I really want to talk to you about, the voodoo stuff.
Okay. I'll
so
answer whatever I can.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right.